Yeah. So this is basically building on everything that has been rumored that we've talked about last year, which is NVIDIA's super refresh for the 40 series GPUs. And it's all official. So basically at CES, NVIDIA announced 3 new GPUs, the GeForce RTX 4070 Super, the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super, and the GeForce RTX 4080 Super. Now, the key thing to, I guess, remember or to know with this is that the 4080 Super is replacing the existing 4080. The 4070 Ti Super is replacing the existing 4070 Ti. So those two GPUs are end of life, basically. So these are the new ones. These are replacing them as beefed up versions. The RTX 4070 Super isn't replacing the 4070. The 4070 is getting a price drop by $50 US, and this is replacing the 4070 at the existing price point of $599. Now, running through them, I'll start with the 4070 Super. So the 4070 Super has 20% more cores than the existing 4070.
Wow.
It is, for 1440p gaming, NVIDIA is claiming that it's faster than the GeForce RTX 3090, which was a $1,500 GPU. And this isn't increasing the price. It's 20% more performance, potentially, without increasing the price, pushing it into super high-end gaming. And the 4070 has been is the most popular desktop GPU from the 40 series. So this one is going to be huge, I think.
So is it just quickly, sorry, is this new 4070 will be right on the edge of mid-range into high-end? That's where it's going to sit?
I would call it high-end. For 1440p, I'd call this high-end.
Yeah.
Like I would... what's really cool is that we'll play it on here now is that there's 2 unboxing videos. So obviously I can't talk about performance or anything like that, but the 4070 Super Founders Edition and a Twin X2 model from Inno3D are basically dual slot 2-fan sort of like cards. So they're compact form factor, and the power usage is roughly the same as the 4070. It's only like a 20 watt increase, but NVIDIA says the average gaming power is still around about 200 watts. So you're looking at like 3090 level performance for like a fraction of the power usage. And you can have this is basically, could be one of the first sort of like high-end sort of GPUs that isn't gigantic, if you know what I mean.
That's perfect.
That isn't like 3.5 slots, triple fans. Even though there will be those models for this,
of course,
if you want to overclock and stuff like that. But you'll be able to get
will do that.
Yeah, that's right. So you'll be able to get a 4070 Super that's at a decent size, and it's pretty exciting. Like they haven't really showed like too much in terms of performance, but they did say like that better than 3090 is without DLSS 3 frame generation. When you put frame generation in, then it pushes performance even higher. But based on the stats, it's it puts the 4070 into a tier that should be noticeably more faster than AMD's 7800 XT, which is kind of like in that same sort of price range. And this will be so it has more RT cores and tensor cores, so it would be better at ray tracing. So it'd be really interesting to see the reviews for this, or my own reviews.
I want to see your
next week.
I want to see your performance.
Next week we'll go through it.
Yeah,
so this one is launching first January 17. So we'll park this one for now because next week we'll talk about it in detail. So this one's launching January 17, $599.
Okay.
Let's go to the 4070 Ti Super. So this is replacing the existing 4070 Ti. It increases the memory to 16 gig from 12 gig on a 256-bit bus, and for increased memory bandwidth, and it still maintains under the 300 watts power because of the 40 series has incredible power efficiency, and it has beefier specs than the 4070 Ti. So, and it's maintaining the same price, $799 US. And this one's launching a week later after than that, on January 24th. So this is a NVIDIA says that this is definitely 4K gaming capable card.
For
and
sure.
by that, they mean 60 FPS 4K gaming.
That's why it's got the extra GDDR6X.
That's right. Yeah. So 16 gig will mean that it's pretty good for 4K gaming, as well as at 1440p, you'll be pushing 100. NVIDIA say 144 FPS plus.
Wow.
So you'll be pushing you'll be pushing high. To be honest, the 4070 Ti was one of my favorites of the 40 series. I only got to test one of them, which was on MSI one, and that's because it was, the average gaming power usage, NVIDIA says here for this one is 226 watts, and from mine was about 250 watts, and it was pushing faster than 3090 level performance, whereas this one will be basically faster than the 3090 Ti. It'll be it'll be right up there. And so that's a pretty cool. They've I guess is that what they're doing with the Super Series is they're increasing performance without increasing pricing.
Yeah, which is gamers are rejoicing.
Which is win-win.
No, of course.
And the biggest win is with the 4080 Super. So this was replacing the existing 4080, which has an MSRP of $1,199, which made it not probably one of the least popular of the 40 series cards, because at that price, if you got that sort of money to spend on a GPU, go all out for the 4090, right?
Yeah.
So with the 4080 Super, they're beefing up the specs. It's got the fastest memory in any GPU.
Wow.
The 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory is 23 gigabits per second speed, which is some of the fastest memory available in a current GPU. And it's got more cores for ray tracing and AI. And this one is a 4K card.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Oh, it has to be.
And NVIDIA says average gaming power usage of 246 watts. It's a 320 watt rated card, just like the existing 4080. The 4080 is no more. But the big thing is that this is going to be more powerful than the 4080, but it's coming in at $200 cheaper, $999. So under $1,000 is the MSRP. So this is going to be a pretty exciting. It's almost like a relaunch for the 4080, is what it feels like. Because if you remember, in the 30 series, everybody talked about the 3080, right? The 3080 was the card. The 3080 was, it's the card everybody wanted. With the 40 series, it's just basically been 4090 or 4070.
Yeah.
And that's about it. The 4070 Ti, sure. But now with the 4080 Super, I think it's going to hit that sort of it is notably cheaper than the 4090, but it's not going to be too dramatically slower. I mean, the 4090 will definitely is still faster, right? But this is a fully unlocked version of this chip.
This is the 4080 at its peak potential.
At its absolute peak, yeah. So this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So NVIDIA came with a lot of stuff. So obviously there's going to be cards from Asus, Colorful, Gainwood, Galax, Gigabyte, Inno3D, MSI, Palette, PNY, Zotac. Everybody's going to be releasing super cards. They showcased 2 Founders Edition models. And if you know the Founders Edition cards, they look slick.
Oh, yeah, right? Dude. Yeah, the Founders Edition are my favorite cards, easily.
So the Founders Editions for the 4070, 4080 are all black metal. So actually just...
Matte black everything.
We'll just do a quick pause, because I'll just go pick up the 4070 Super, because I can show it. I'll just show it to you. Yeah. Just to get your reaction.
Yeah, go on.
All right, so the 4070 Super.
Show me the card, dude. I can't...
And if you see the metal is all black.
Look at that.
It is probably the best
yes.
looking GPU. And you see it's 2 slots still.
Oh, it's tiny. Can you put your hand up next to it just to give a bit of a... Yeah, wow. It's not that much. It's probably another half of your hand, right?
Yeah. The 4090, that is 2.5 times the size.
I know, it's obnoxious. That is gorgeous.
Just an absolute, in just all black, because all the previous founders for the 30 series and the 40 series have been that sort of chrome and different colors of like silver and stuff like that.
It's all gunmetal gray and stuff like that.
Yeah, and this is kind of like matte black.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
I love it.
I was like, well, as soon as I opened the box, I'm like, oh man.
Oh, oh, that's some nice tech right there. Now that's awesome. I love that. I love that they went black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
It feels like the Black Superman or something like that. It's like the good guys have gone to the dark and now they're just super powerful cards. They don't care anymore. They're like, let's go. What else do we have on the menu there?
That's 3. Yeah, so basically 3 new GPUs coming this month, very, very soon. So, there's some performance data that they've shown, but basically it means that, with the 4080 Super, when they say 4K, like, you got Alan Wake 2 with full ray tracing.
Yeah.
Which is notoriously it's just, and Portal with RTX and Cyberpunk with path tracing. All those games are getting, with DLSS frame gen, are getting like close to 100 FPS on it.
Oh, it's beautiful
at 4K, which is like bananas.
That's what you want.
And then like other games like triple digits and stuff like that. Like everything is just like pushing in really impressive performance. But yeah, like the 4070 Super, is able to do the exact same thing for those games at 1440p, which is impressive. Like, so I'll definitely be testing Cyberpunk at with path tracing and Alan Wake 2 to see what it can do at 1440p. And like you sort of like if a small card like that is capable of doing all that stuff, then it's pretty exciting.
Oh
because
yeah,
the 4070 was good, like because it was like 3080 level performance, way more efficient and cheaper. Whereas this is, doing that same thing, but for like 3090 plus level performance. It's going to be pretty exciting.
And for cheaper, man, like it's just impressive. It's so impressive how much they can just squeeze out of these chips when they really need to. Like it's like this is a refresh, right?
Yeah.
This would be a refresh, but this would be, it's not even a soft refresh. This is hard. This is like, let's see exactly let's see how much we can get out of all these chips. Let's put them at peak.
That's right. Which makes me think that the next gen won't be coming till next year.
Yeah.
Because, usually it's like a 2-year cadence. So like if we go by the 2-year cadence, then the 5090 will launch like in September of this year or October with a 5080 in September, October. And I don't think they'll do that. I don't
because they got to get rid of all their stock first. Like think about how many cards that they've made.
But even so, like they're gonna launch with their most powerful GPU, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, I still think there is no need for a 4090 replacement yet.
Or nothing's really calling for it, right? There's no game that's like crushing the 4090.
Yeah, it's not like it's like pushing the 4090 back down to 1080p or anything like that.
And it's not like there's also 4K TVs are being like everyone's got a 4K TV right now. It's been long enough, but no one's gaming at native 4K with all of the settings on. Like we looked at the Steam charts. There's not a lot of people. People are now currently are transitioning from 1080p to 1440p because the 1440p monitors have gotten cheaper and the graphics cards powering them and all the other components as well have gotten cheaper. SSDs, etc., etc. So I feel like once we're in that 1440p, what would you call it? Stage.
That's the sweet spot.
Stage. Yep. Then we'll start to see those replacements for the 4090 because I don't know. There's nothing calling for it. There's no game that's out like, oh, I wish I had a stronger card.
Yeah, I think the 4080 Super will like let's say you picked up a 4080 Super at launch. Like obviously I don't know what the performance is, but based on the existing 4080 and this being like cheaper and being, more capable, pushing some of the performance, like that's going to, like if you picked one up, like you're going to be set for like gaming for the next 3-4 years minimum. Easily, I think.
Right. I think.
Yeah.
Easily.
And same with like the 4070 Super. Easy. Like I don't.
Especially with all the frame generation tech as well. Like that's only going to get better. So
We're
if you have
like,
yeah, if you have no, you're right. If you have one of these cards, like I don't know, DLSS is like rolling out updates and new iterations, and every iteration gets better. You get more performance, so it's like effectively NVIDIA is giving you money back for free. Because you're not required to go out and get that new GPU that's to play the new, for all intents and purposes, Crisis game that has come out. What would you say the last Crisis level game was? Cyberpunk?
Yeah, and Alan Wake, I guess, for pushing hardware.
I also don't think Cyberpunk could even really be used in that because it launched so rocky. Like it was genuinely unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it ran okay if you had a high-end GeForce GPU. Because remember before the game launched when they were showing how awesome like certain bits when they were cherry. Oh yeah,
when everyone pre-ordered the game,
cinematics and like action scenes, and when they were cherry picking that stuff, that was all running on high-end GeForce hardware, and that's how I played it at launch. And on PC, yes, it was buggy, and there were things that weren't available in the game, but visually. And in terms of immersion, like there was good stuff in there. But the thing is, like to me at launch, I thought it was a good game. But if I played it at launch on an Xbox or PlayStation, I would say no.
You would have cried.
This is like I'll come back in like months. Or whatever.
Why did CD Projekt Red take my money from me and not give me a game?
Yeah. And obviously, like it's all about games, right? So if you pick up a super GPU and you want to play like the highest end visual games, NVIDIA announced at CES that Horizon Forbidden West, the PS5 technical showcase, like that game looks stunning on PS5. They released a new trailer for PC, and with DLSS 3 frame gen, and pushing the visual detail even higher than the PS5 version. You're going to be getting triple digit performance on all of the super GPUs at 4K and 1440p.
Yeah.
So it's going to look incredible on these cards.
I'm so excited for these cards. Yeah, this is cool to watch them just peek out the 40 series as much as they possibly can.